Hey everyone, this is Ferocious Llama with MTG Confidant. Today I'm going to be playing some Standard, um, and I'm just trying this deck out because I heard about it at some side event from some GP. I'm sure a lot of us heard about it. It's mostly black with Treasure Cruise, so we can call it blue black, but I don't think that's entirely true. It's black with Treasure Cruise, and basically it's just like a waste not deck. Waste not, gives us a bunch of cool stuff when our opponent discards. And so what we use Thoughtseize and Rakshasa Secret, which conveniently also helps fuel Dredge for Tasker and Gurmag Angler. And the big one here is Dark Deal. Super cool, makes everyone discard like Windfall, but one less card. So they discard they discard their hands and then draw the same number they discarded -1. But when we have a waste not out, we draw a whole bunch of extra stuff. So works really good against control. There've been a lot of I've been playing online a lot in Standard, and there've been a lot of aggro. So I don't know how we're gonna do today, but it's kind of a cool deck. I don't really have a sideboard. Actually, you know what we should do is let's throw in some more Bile Blights into the sideboard, and then we'll throw in some heroes, one more Hero's Downfall, and then we will also see what else can we do against the I know I'm rambling. What's that one called? Drown in Sorrow. We're going to add that to the sideboard and add... Is this already... Add that to the sideboard. And then we're going to add some Murderous Cuts to the sideboard. And then I'm going to change my fetch lands. Because I just got some really cool foil ones. So we're going to change those and then polluted deltas. All right, so anyway, basically the way the deck works is we go turn 2 Waste Not, turn 3 Dark Deal, and then we draw a whole bunch of extra cards. Our graveyard is full for any dredge spells that we have, which we have 11. There are actually 12. The 12th one is Empty the Pits. And it's kind of just a finisher. You know, after we discard a bunch of cards, go through a bunch of cards, because Rakshasa Secret, Rakshasha's Secret, my mistake. Magic names are hard. And anyway, Rakshasha's Secret also puts 2 cards of our library into our graveyard, which is awesome for Delve. So this is kind of like a Delve deck. Anyway, it's super simple. I mean, make them discard stuff. We draw extra cards with Sign in Blood. Use Waste Not to get free stuff when they discard. And Dark Deals like, Wheel of Fortune. Bam! Win for us. Tasker can also get cards back. I've never actually used it in this deck. And then Gurmag Angler is actually better than Tasker a lot of the time in this deck, because we don't usually end up using the ability, but we do end up, and this guy's bigger. He's a 5/5. He kills Siege Runners and other Taskers. So, anyway, so we're going to play, see what happens. And it looks like we're playing against, oh, we didn't get in. King Cobra 012876 is our opponent. And oh my gosh, we can't keep this. We have 1 island. Yeah, it would almost be keepable, because we could like turn 2 Thoughtseize, because there aren't a lot of turn 1 plays, and then hope to draw land. But we have no land, so obviously we have to mull, or we have no black land at least, and it's mostly a black deck, so we definitely have to mulligan. Now I don't like keeping this, but I really don't want to mull to 5, because that's just In the current standard, you know what I've noticed about the current standard, by the way, and we're on the draw, so it's like, you know, I don't know, but the current standard it's very, very like tempo oriented, and I think a lot. Oh, look, just temple. That's sweet. That's an excellent draw. So we're gonna scry away anything that's not a land, because we want to go turn 2 waste not, turn 3 dark deal, and profit. But I think that part of the problem with modern current standard, which, you know, there are some cool decks that are really neat and fun to play and everything, but I'm not. Sometimes it kind of turns me off the way that there are a lot of decks, not just 1 or 2 decks, that have cards. Yeah, I mean, and I think it's kind of a function of Wizards printing better cards, and perhaps that's like a change that they need to make is change the, you know, either the starting hand size or the you know, starting life total or something. Oh, sweet. our opponent discarded Palace Siege because they didn't have a land, so we get to draw a card. What a sweet deal right there. I don't think we're going to lose this one. This one just looks pretty much locked up right now. But I think what we're not going to do is play Dark Deal, because we don't want them drawing more stuff. But I think what we will do, though, is we're going to go another Waste Not, and then we're going to Thoughtseize our opponent. But anyway, I just think like there's a lot of really powerful cards, and it's very, very much like a tempo game. So if your opponent gets ahead early on, you just can't beat them. You know, like I've had opponents where they go, you know, turn 3 Rabble Master, and you just can't come back if you can't kill it right away, because they end up, whoa, okay. So anyway, okay, let me pay attention to the game that's going on right here in front of us. So our opponent has a Disdainful Stroke. Not a problem, because we don't have any spells that cost 4, except for Treasure Cruise, and Dissolve. But yeah, let's discard Disdainful Stroke. Because he's farther away from Dissolve, and I think we might be Treasure Cruising here sooner than we think. So, okay, cool. And we already played our land, so we're going to pass turn back. Unfortunately, our opponent's obviously playing blue-black control, and I wonder if they're going to pick just dragons every time on Palace Siege, just kind of like an inevitable win condition, like how Celestial Colonnade is for UWR in Modern, but or, you know, maybe they got a bunch of creatures. I wasn't paying as much attention as I should have been, because I was rambling on about how the game is currently very tempo oriented, and I kind of wonder how Standard's going to receive Dragons of Tarkir, because I sort of think that, oh, cool. All right, we'll crack this and pull ourselves out of swamp, because every swamp we pull is one less swamp we have to draw. So we will Thoughtseize one more time, and we're gonna discard a Dissolve. And we'll draw 2 cards. See, this is ridiculous. Yeah, this is very, very ridiculous right here. So, okay. But, okay. Gurmag Angler. We got a lot of cards in hand. I think next turn we're going to discard Dark Deal, just because it's not. If our opponent gets online, we're going to lose. But hopefully we'll beat their hand up enough and have enough card advantage that. But he's playing red. This is not a clan from Oh, 3 Gurmag Anglers all in a row. Yay. Anyway, I just kind of wonder how Standard is going to receive Dragons of Tarkir with the way that everything is so tempo oriented and very fast right now. I don't know how dragons are going to, you know, play out, because, you know, it's always been like dragons are never that great, and it was never, you know, they were great. They were great, big, powerful creatures, but you could just never get them in play because they didn't matter, and that's kind of how I fear that's how they're going to be right now. So, and I suppose we will sign in blood also, as long as we're at it. Sure. Oh, we played a land. All right, we're gonna pass the turn back. But anyway, Yeah, this is. I'm sorry, there's not a lot of commentary about the game in this one, only because this game is sort of over. I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. And we should have been beating our opponent's hand up better or doing something different. But our opponent's going to Treasure Cruise, which is fine by me. But they are going to get hit for 8. Ugh. Magic Online's been really laggy lately. Alright, and our opponent taps 3 mana and plays a Hero's Downfall on a token, which does not change the clock, so they must have another removal spell that they're going to remove. So let's see, we have 10 cards in our graveyard, we need 6. Okay, well, why don't we Treasure Cruise? And we drew Thoughtseize. All right. Okay, and we'll play our Temple of Deceit to scry. And we'll put that on top. And then we're going to Thoughtseize our opponent. He's got a Slumgar, and he read the bones. Let's see, he can't. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all he'd be able to do, he's only got 4 mana. Okay, so we're going to take Read the Bones, because that's the only thing he can play next turn. I mean, he could play the Treasure Cruise, but he can go land, Treasure Cruise, tap all his mana, and exile everything from his graveyard, and then that's that. And that's okay. We're fine. You can do that. We are certainly not going to play Dark Deal. In this match, it just didn't, Sorry, guys, no Dark Deal this time around. So then we'll play another Waste Not. And we will probably discard a Hero's Downfall and a Dismal Backwater. Sure, Thoughtseize me. So now we know he's got Slumgar and Treasure Cruise still, because he drew that Thoughtseize just now. Yeah. And essentially the Thoughtseize was free because it costs 1 mana, but it adds to Delve. So, costs free. Okay, so he's going to have 4 cards in hand. Guy, I don't know. Let's see. I wonder if we can yeah, you know what? I'm kind of, we're so far ahead on cards and everything else that it's like there's really not a lot of reason to go crazy on certain things. Yeah, see, it was unlikely he'd draw anything. The only thing that could have drawn him out of that was Crux of Fate, and we had 2 more Gurmag Anglers, so, and the mana to hard cast him if we needed to. So, well, we had 7, so we could have actually hard cast him. So anyway, but it looks like he's not playing blue-black control. He's playing blue-black-red control. So okay, I kind of wish I had sideboarded against the control decks, but I guess we don't really need to because we do have a lot of discard, which, well, it's how you beat control decks, I guess. So. The only other thing I would think that might be a good idea in this deck would be maybe, Mastery of the Unseen, where we can manifest cards from our library just because it's free creatures. I mean, essentially, it doesn't cost us a card or anything. It's just mana. Big mana sink, which is awesome. Mana sinks are always good. So, I don't know. Just an idea. All right. And our opponent is playing first this time. He wisely chose to play first. And our hand has one land and nothing that's all that great. So we're going to have to throw this one back. Okay, this one's got 2 cards that are good. Well, 2 land cards, and that is good. And then we have a Thoughtseize, and then we have a Brick Vileblight that we probably won't get to play. Unless he did some kind of transformative sideboard, but we'll keep this. See how it goes. All right. I think on turn 1 what we're going to do... Yeah, let's go ahead and Thoughtseize on turn 1. Okay, so he's got a lot of land and 2 of that dragon that gives your stuff +1/+0. Okay. So he's playing black, red, blue dragons, I guess. All right. I mean, hey, that's looks good to me. I haven't seen any dragon decks lately, but I hope he plays a second land and doesn't click through. But if he does, yay, go us. So, okay, well. I wonder, did he draw a turn 2 play? Oh, yeah, you did. Well, what you gonna take? Probably our Tasker, because Tasker is card advantage. Yeah. All right, Bloodstained Mire. So let's get us another swamp. And let's sign in blood. Sign it in the blood. All right, Rakshasha's Secret. Yeah, making our opponent discard 2 is good. The only thing is we need an untapped land, so. But our opponent has no untapped blue, so I'm not worried about this getting countered. I just hope we draw a land, which would be freaking awesome. Not that land, though. You know what I meant. Any land but that one is what I meant, precisely. All right, unfortunately, we don't have 7 mana. We only got 6, for 6 delve mana, so that's a little bit of a bummer. That's kind of the other thing about this deck that I did want to showcase with it was, sometimes when you just get a sweet draw, your opponent gets hung up for just a second. You can kind of just get so far ahead that it's just ridiculous. But then other times, it's like, dang it. You just can't. It's like you can't. You just you kind of just dirtle, and it's like. He's probably going to counter this because I'm sure he's got a counter spell by now. Cause I find it... Okay, so he discarded his dragon. That's a good thing. That makes me happy that he discarded that dragon. I was worried about next turn, him playing it and beating us with it. But he might play something else and beat us with that, which would suck. But that's kind of the other thing about this deck, though, is it's really, really, really dirtily unless it, gets a good draw. So, okay, so Sarkhan. Yep, that's definitely bad. Definitely bad. So, yeah, he's playing dragons. Red, black, blue dragons. All right, well. Let's see. We need... What we need is a... Here's Downfall. So, I didn't really pay a lot of attention to what we were exiling there, only because, whatever. This game looks. I don't know how this game looks, but next turn we'll be able to hit our opponent to 11, and we'll kind of be trading, and it's gonna kind of depend on he's gonna win the race as it sits. But I feel like if we draw something good, we can come back out of this and come out okay. So we will see what happens. Let's go ahead and scry. And we just delved a whole bunch too. Wow. Yeah, we gotta put that one on the bottom. Unfortunately, we just delved a whole bunch away. Or we could have got some zombies. But he's probably got Bile Blight, so I don't think it really matters. But he may not, because he only got one card in hand. And we drew double Treasure Cruise. That was our draw. Yeah. Double Treasure Cruise. Nice, huh? I mean, Treasure Cruise is great, but... Alright, what we're doing is we're attacking Sarkhan right now. Because I think, you know, what we're going to do next turn is we're going to Bile Blight the Sarkhan. And because it doesn't get hexproof, it just gets indestructible. Right. Flying hexproof and haste. Or flying indestructible and haste. It does not have hexproof. So what I'm going to do is, next turn I'm going to Bile Blight it this turn. And the next turn I'm going to... so I only take 1 damage. And then next turn, I will attack and kill it. Unless, of course, he has a Swan Song, which, let's see, he's going to put me down to 3, and I wonder if, well, there's not a lot we can do if he's got, you know, a Lightning Bolt, but I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to take it. And if he's got a way to kill our Gurmag Angler, we got problems, but hey, whatever. It was the same thing. I don't understand why he Swan Songed that, because he could have just... I mean, maybe he thought we had something else, but we didn't. And I don't know what other 1 black instance there are to give a guy -1/-1. But anyway, so he became a 2/2, which... but then we blocked it, so we prevented 4 instead of 3, so... okay. I mean, yeah. Sounds like a good plan, bro. Good plan. So, alright. We have dispatched Sarkhan. And now... we will Treasure Cruise. And hopefully he does not counter it. And he's going to counter it. Okay. Well, that's cool. Well, hey, he has no cards in hand. We have 2 cards in hand, one of which is a Treasure Cruise. We got mana to cast it, and we have a Gurmag Angler. And he drew a land. Awesome. Oh, no, he didn't draw a land. That was a fetch. Dang it. Dang. Oh, this is not good. He's playing it. Oh, he's just doing it to scry. Okay. Let's see what he did. Scryed to the bottom. Well, I don't know if that's better than scrying to the top, but scrying to the top is definitely bad. That's at least not good for him, you know? So, alright, so we'll play a land card. And then we'll go... play full cost, full price Gurmag Angler. And next turn we'll build a swing for 10. So hopefully he doesn't draw anything. And it does not matter because I don't think he can draw another card. So yeah, that's the game. So anyway, that is the silly black with Treasure Cruise I don't know what they call it. I guess black. I just call it standard waste knot is what I called it in my list of decks. But it's again, it's just, we got Thoughtseize, and what I should do is kind of keep it. These are all of our discard spells right here in this pile. So we got 12 discard spells. We have our waste knots, and then we have 5 creature removal spells. We have our creature spells, and then we got our draw spells, and then we got kind of our late game finisher. Our after a long oh, these Silent Bloods, they go over here. So I guess the waste knot, see, that's kind of like a combo piece. So I guess you can kind of put these over here with combo piece, but these ones are really disruption. So we have our combo pieces here: disruption, creature removal, creatures, and then draw, and then kind of late game, Hail Mary. I guess is what we can call that. But anyway, that's the deck. And then, I just threw together a sideboard real quick of just some creature removal, because this deck does have a hard time with the it has a really hard time against the really aggressive creature decks. And all morning I've been playing on Magic Online, and all morning long I've been having a really tough time against some of the creature decks with a lot of the 1-drop 2-power black creatures. And then they just do all kinds of stuff, like all the black, I guess it's humans, mono black humans is it's not a terribly good deck, but if you can't stop the initial onslaught, it's pretty tough to beat. And this deck really only had 5 1-for-1 removal spells, and a lot of their stuff could come back, so it wasn't that good. So I just wanted to throw together a good sideboard against them, and that's a couple more Bile Blights and Hero's Downfall, Drown in Sorrows, and then Murderous Cuts. But anyway, I played against blue-black control. Well, not blue-black control, I guess. It was blue-black-red dragons. But I don't know. I guess that was control. Sort of, because I don't know who could reasonably expect to just play 5 lands and then, play a dragon. Even in standard right now, I think that 5 turns is, without interrupting your opponent, you can die a lot of the time within 5 turns. But anyway, that's the deck. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you have any questions or comments for me, go ahead and leave them, post them on the video, and I will answer them.